Hi, my name is Denise Hurley, and I'm the host of Journeys. And this is a show that kind of showcases different people in the region. I like to explore who they are, what their lives are about, their careers, hobbies, anything that maybe people wouldn't know otherwise about certain people in the area. Today, my guest is Susan Smiley. Welcome, Susan.
Hi, Denise. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I want to say I love your snowflake. It's a wonderful in theme for our discussion today. So thank you
You're welcome.
for that.
You're welcome. Okay, Susan, you are the founding member of the Snow Riders of Nashaway.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're from Lancaster.
Lancaster. Yeah.
Okay.
Little connection to Sterling. Lived in Sterling, so I have a lot of great friends in Sterling.
Oh.
So
great.
Yep.
Great. Okay. Now, what does snowmobiling mean to you? I mean, it sounds like a great sport, but why don't you tell me a little bit about what it means to you?
Well, snowmobiling is something that I've enjoyed all my life. I think if I think back to when we lived in New Hampshire, and we lived in an area where we had 3 skating ponds and hills to toboggan on, and we were just a big outdoor family. A lot of our cousins and aunts and uncles were all along the same little road. So we were just big outdoor recreationalists, conservationists, and maybe we talk a little bit about that later, because I do believe they're one and the same, and sometimes they get mixed up. But snowmobiling is something that has impassioned me since I was little, and I think when we moved to Massachusetts and we had the blizzard of '78, of course, maybe all of us remember that.
I do, yes.
You know, that was a time when I was a young person, and just meant so much to me to have all this snow. I love winter.
Yeah.
People think I'm crazy. I love winter, but I am a Yankee girl. And anyways, so had my first snowmobile probably about the age of 8 or 9.
Really?
And just something. It was a recreation. It was something to get us out,
Sure.
away from probably mom and dad, and go do on our own, and learned really the fundamentals of how beautiful the woods can be in the winter, and how precious to see the wildlife, and so it's embedded in me. I think it's it's my passion.
It's your passion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I've taken forth into adult life, and just here I am, 31st Club.
Okay.
Into the State Association of Massachusetts, SAM, as they call it.
Sam. Okay.
Yep. So we are the last club in the union, I say. How we came about to be that club is I've been a member of a number of great clubs in the Commonwealth. We have a club, Snowmobilers United, over in Shrewsbury, Colebrook Snowmobile Club out in Barrie, Harvard Snowmobile Club over in the town of Harvard, which has been around. All these clubs have been around for a good long while. And we had an occasion that a fairly significant chunk of land had shut down for trail use.
Okay.
Very historical piece of property for snowmobile trails. And so the state had said to the Harvard Snowmobile Club, well, if you get another club on the other side of that Nashaway River, we'll open the trails back up.
Okay.
So I said, okay, well, who's going to do that? So I took that on 3 years ago, and I felt like that was the better investment for the sport, for the community, for the trails, for the family of snowmobilers. And a lot of our members are from the Harvard Snowmobile Club. We work collectively together.
Okay.
And we also have a snowmobile club in Lunenburg. So the goal really is to get those trails back open so that we can create a network that brings us up into New Hampshire.
Nice.
And it's all about trail connectivity and partnership. Okay. So I thought that was the better investment. We're still working to get that trail reopened,
Okay.
and which kind of propelled me into the legislation end of snowmobiling. So that's kind of how that came about.
Okay. All right. Before we kind of talk about that, the legislation
Yeah.
piece of it, what does your club represent? And I guess from what I read, that a lot of the clubs do a lot of charity work. And is that something that your club is involved in as well?
Great question. Yeah, thank you for that. So we haven't taken up that charity, I think, cause specifically yet. Everything we do, we're volunteers. So what I want to stress to your viewers is that a lot of the trails that are out in the Commonwealth today, I would say, not necessarily in the urban areas, but out here in Central and Western Mass, were really established and are maintained by our organization. Okay. A lot of people don't know that. We pride ourselves in that we use the trails 2, 3, hopefully 4 months out of the year, and we leave them as we found them. We also maintain them. We clean them up when there's ice storms, snowstorms, if there's bad windstorms. We widen them, we create new ones, and we do this all in partnership with our landowners and the state lands, municipal lands, land trusts. Private landowners are really our backbone of our network. And so from a standpoint of volunteerism, every single member participates in that.
Oh, okay.
Independently, we do other causes. A lot of the clubs will contribute to helping people in need in their communities. Just was reading an article in our newsletter. A group created a fence and carved out a driveway for an older man, that was living at home and didn't have the means. And so, special projects, we give a lot of money as an organization to Camp Snowmo, which is up in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And they promote outdoor recreation for children with disability.
Nice.
And that's a big thing. They say they wouldn't be open if it wasn't for the snowmobile community.
Very nice.
So,
wow, that's terrific.
And again, people don't realize that we are such a large organization. We celebrated our 50th year this year, 2019. So we started in 1969. This is our logo. We had a big 50th expo this year out at the Big E. So we're 50 years young, as I like to say.
How many clubs are there? I don't know if
31.
you mentioned 31.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And the 31 clubs collaborate together.
We do.
To maintain the trails.
Yes.
As well as you work with, as you said, your partners.
Yes.
Yeah. So, does each club work with the town that they're associated with to do
They do.
that?
So each of us, like our club here, we have a agreement with DCR.
Okay.
And we work and manage the Leominster State Forest.
Oh, okay.
And so we'll go in there and do cleanup and work for the users of the Leominster State Forest.
Okay.
The Lunenburg Club, just for a point of reference, they do Willard Brook State Park, and they work with them. And, there's those types of agreements that we have in variety. Our state association meets from September through April, once a month, out in Northampton. So we have a board of directors, and our board of directors conducts the business of the state association. So each club is appointed 2 board of directors to go to that meeting and sit at the table.
Okay.
So every month we get to drive to Northampton and back. It's a lovely ride, mostly.
Mostly?
Yeah,
Okay.
but so that's our kind of our organization structure, and then we have an executive board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
If that answers your
Yeah,
question.
it does. It does. Okay, now, I guess I want to speak about your bill, your legislative bill. It's S2282.
81. S2281.
I'm sorry.
That's
81.
okay. I know it by heart.
Oh, you should. You've been working on it.
Yes.
Very hard.
Yeah.
All right. So you and the Snowmobile Association of Massachusetts are backing it to promote snowmobiling's sustainability. Is that correct?
Sustainability, yes, indeed. Yeah.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about the attributes of this bill
Sure.
that would make a difference for future snowmobiling in
Yeah, so
Massachusetts?
thank you. I appreciate you asking because this is really important. And again, we want to contribute another 50 years or more of volunteerism and use with our trails, with all the trails.
Okay.
We feel that diversity of use is paramount. We have horseback riders, we have dog walkers, dog sledders, cross-country skiers, snowshoers, all different kind of users. Bird watchers, for which I am one. And components of this legislation include the ability to have a free weekend for other snowmobilers in Connecticut, Rhode Island, other New England states to come one weekend a month and use our trails, give us the economic boost to the Commonwealth.
Right. Okay.
That's one component. The other component is to provide a penalty for people with wheeled vehicles that use our trails in the winter and really do kind of ruin them and make them unsafe. There was an incident a couple years back where this guy in a big four-wheel drive truck went on some snowmobile trails. There was a gentleman dog sledding, and they came around the quarter, and just was not a good outcome. So those are the kind of things we like to avoid, create safety. The other component is to open, recognize, maintain, and sustain some of the rail trails in key locations that are not utilized in the winter, and again, further the openness of them, the maintenance of them, and use them for connecting. Currently, motor vehicles are not allowed on a lot of the rail trails, and we feel that's a big disservice, especially in the winter, because when we're in there, we don't rip them up, we don't tear them up, we just groom them so that other people can use them. So we feel that's a huge benefit. The fourth item is the to have representation on the DCR Stewardship Board. And the reason why we're seeking that is because we are the largest, oldest, and most revenue-generating user group on state lands. So we feel we do deserve representation on that board, and we feel like our voices should be heard, and people should consider what our contributions are. And then I'm struggling for the last one. Maybe come back to that. But I think it's a reciprocity so that we can use the trails back and forth with other snowmobilers. So it's what I refer to, and if you read my article, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
It's just very grateful for the governor and lieutenant governor who understand the value of recreation here in the Commonwealth and just the lands that we have and getting people to use them, to promote them. They get it. There's a lot of state agencies that we have to do a little bit more work with to help them appreciate who we are, what we do, and how many people are using these trails. So we have a huge ally, Senator Ann Goby. And again, this is bipartisan. This is something that again is a benefit for all of people within the Commonwealth and New England, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So Senator Goby's been a true champion in assisting this. Senator Tran endorsed, Representative Ferguson, and many others have signed on to a letter that's gone to the governor to say, let's get this done. This makes sense for our constituents and promoting, again, recreation and economic growth.
Okay. All right. So what can people do to help you?
Well, That's a great question.
With this bill?
Yeah, so we're 3 years young, and membership is really what it's about. So we know there's probably close to 20,000 snowmobilers out in the Commonwealth. We have about 7,000 that are involved in clubs. So there's a lot of opportunity, as I say, to get members to get involved with their clubs, because I think, as most of us know, there's great things we can accomplish together in larger numbers. So, costs are associated with these things. Our memberships are minimal. 25 for a single, 35 for a family membership. And I do want to note, snowmobiling is a huge family sport.
Right.
It's, in our club alone, probably 70% are families versus the 30% of single memberships. So I say get involved, reach out, I have a good friend in Sterling. He's got 3 young boys, and, they love to ride their dirt bikes, and, we're working with them to give them that excitement and that fun in the wintertime. And so, bringing people in, and just knowing, you can still get outside in the winter and enjoy the great outdoors and do good things together. Yeah, so I think membership, find out, go to the SAM website, look and see where your local club is, and just get involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, snowmobiling, that's just something that you would learn from, like a child would just learn from a parent type of thing. It's just getting out there and riding. And, I'm just curious, is that how kids...
So that's a great question.
Yeah.
So, fair enough, yeah. So usually parents teach their children how to ride a bike.
Right.
Again, one could say parents, teach their children a lot of different skill sets, right? Whether it's, driving the car. So there is some laws about how old you can be and how, at what minimum age you can actually operate a snowmobile, motor vehicle,
right,
on your own.
Okay.
But we do have safety courses. Our environmental police, great stewards of the land here in the Commonwealth, they provide safety courses. They'll teach. I would make a personal, statement that anybody that wants to learn snowmobiling, please call me, because, I have some snowmobiles and I'm happy to share and teach. I used to have a women's group when we would go north as women, and, which was a rarity, but we just had such great fun. It's really a wonderful thing to do together, and yes, there's availability. They have snowmobiles that are small for little children or younger adults, and they're all governed. And we want people to learn the safety portion of operating a snowmobile.
Okay, so they would just, if they wanted the safety courses, where
they could contact their local club, or they could go to SAM and find out, where the next safety courses are. We actually, at our expo in November, we put on safety courses both days, Saturday and Sunday, and we had record numbers attend.
Really?
Yes, and so it's really good. And again, our environmental police officers were there to do that training. We have a couple of them that are certified safety trainers.
Okay.
And they're the ones that regulate and police the trail network on state land. So, they're, again, our great partners in this effort.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, if someone wants to join,
yes,
what do they need to do?
So we have a Facebook page, Snow Riders of the Nashaway, and we meet every month from September through March, April. The 4th Tuesday of the month. Right now we're meeting at Slater's in Bolton.
Okay.
Bruce and Dawn have been great supporters for us over there. We were meeting in Sterling. We really trying to, spread our wings in the Nashaway community, and we deem the Nashaway community Leominster, Sterling, Lancaster, as far north as Princeton, Fitchburg. We have members from Holden, Gardner. So anyone in that district, Berlin, Bolton.
Good size, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great size. And Nashaway, just it's all about the river, the Nashaway River, and and we're happy to be here. And we again, there's so many historical trails within this community. We really want to get them back open and back used, and find ways that people can enjoy them. So come to our meetings. We have one coming up this coming Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
6:30 at Slater's.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about a lot of new things. We've got some nice apparel. We just formed a relationship with a nice company up in Leominster. So we're going to be able to get some t-shirts and sweatshirts and hats and fun things. And again, give an update on the legislation. And
a lot of social stuff goes on.
I think it is.
You get together, you have your meetings, and maybe some other stuff. So it's a really nice social
it is.
Organization for families and groups, and you get outside into the woods, on the trails, and like a day like today, how gorgeous!
Oh, yes.
If we had a little bit more snow, that would be nice. But it's a great way to be outside.
It is. It is. And we're so we'll be doing our little snow dance tonight.
Okay.
for the storm tomorrow.
Yep.
We hope we get something. And again, just a point of information, we ride on 4 to 6 inches of packed snow.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of good governance that snowmobilers follow to be respectful of our land.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I really want to stress to people that say, well, snowmobilers are a bunch of crazy people with these motors and they scream through the woods. And my snowmobile is quieter and produces less emissions than my car.
Really? Okay.
And that's an industry benchmark for the snowmobile manufacturers, and I think that's really important that people understand that. Because we are outdoor people, we are conservationists, we do care about the environment, and we also care about, you asked earlier, we do emergency rescue. We've worked with the sheriff. We're going to continue to work with the sheriff. We had ice storms back in 2010, 2011. Snowmobiles were a big part of that, search, not necessarily search, but, providing assistance to people. And that's something, again, another volunteer element that that people might not think about. So when you can't get your car out on the road and you have no gas and the gas stations aren't open, most snowmobilers have 3 tanks of gasoline in their garage and they're ready to go at all times. So
you can be part of the solution to help people in need in storms or...
Absolutely.
That's
Denise.
terrific.
Yeah. And again, these are things people don't think about, but we're there and we're doing it, and we want to continue to do it. So really, we really welcome all members and all enthusiasts to get involved. Even if you're a guy or a gal that loves to go fat bike riding.
Yeah.
Those folks we see in the woods, and they always say, hey, where can I give $20? You guys are grooming our trails. This is awesome. We can extend our season. So we have a lot of partners.
Great.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah. And it's just, it's so rewarding when you can, achieve those nice relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And provide a service.
Okay. All right, so you have a Facebook page, is that?
We do have a Facebook page, yeah.
Okay.
Snow Riders of the Nashaway.
Okay, so people can find you there, find out your information. Your phone number is there as well?
Phone number, email,
all that information.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Susan, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I love what you're doing, and It sounds like so much fun, and good luck with your bill. Okay. And thanks again for coming on.
Thank you, and thank you for having us and recognizing snowmobiling here in Massachusetts. It's really important, Denise.
It is.
And I extend my offer to you to come for a ride.
Oh, I might take you up on that, Susan.
I hope you do.
All right. Thank you. Okay, that's all from Journeys. I'm Denise Hurley. Thanks a lot. See you next time.